All right, let's talk about a tool that honestly, quietly powers a huge part of the internet you use every single day. We are diving into Selenium. Okay, so let's start with a question. Have you ever really stopped to think about how a huge website, like Amazon, makes sure every single button, every link, every feature works perfectly? And not just on your browser, but on Chrome, on Safari, on a Mac, on Edge for Windows, Firefox on Linux, all at the same time? How on earth do they test that?
Well, for a whole lot of them, the answer is Selenium. And the absolute simplest way to think about it is like a universal remote control, but for web browsers. It's this powerful framework that lets you write code to take control of our browser and make it do anything a person could do. Clicking stuff, filling out forms, you name it.
So why has this tool become such a big deal in the industry? Well, first off, it's open source, which means it is completely free to use. It's also been around for more than a decade, so it's got a massive community and a rock-solid reputation. But here's the real key. If you can do it with your mouse and keyboard and a browser, odds are Selenium can automate it for you.
But this is where things get really interesting. See, Selenium isn't just one single program. It's actually more like a Swiss Army knife. It's a whole suite of different tools, and each one is designed for a very specific job. So let's break down the three big ones. In this toolkit, you've basically got three main players. For the really simple stuff, you have the Selenium IDE. It's a pretty straightforward record and playback tool for whipping up quick scripts. Then, to really scale things up, there's Selenium Grid, which lets you run your tests across a whole bunch of different machines all at once. And then you have the powerhouse of the whole suite, WebDriver.
And look, while all three of these are important, it's that last one, WebDriver, that really unlocks professional-grade, serious web automation. It is the engine of the entire operation, and we're going to see exactly why in just a minute.
So what really makes Selenium so powerful? Well, its whole philosophy is this idea of write once, run anywhere. And this incredible flexibility, it's all built on just three main pillars of compatibility.
And they are the reason this tool is so incredibly universal.
First up, superpower number one is multi-browser support. This means you can write one single automation script and run that exact same script on Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, you get the idea. For anyone doing testing, this is a massive, massive time saver. Second, you've got multi-OS support. Your automated tests aren't just locked into one operating system. You can set up and run your test scripts on Windows, on macOS, or on Linux machines, no problem. This makes sure your application actually works for everyone.
And finally, multi-language support. Now, this is huge for developers. You don't have to learn some new, weird scripting language. You can write your automation tests in the programming language your team already knows and loves, whether that's Java, Python, C#, or something else.
And this is a really key point for anyone who wants to learn this stuff. Yeah, the code syntax might look a little different in Java than it does in Python, but the fundamental logic, how Selenium finds an element, how it clicks a button, that stays exactly the same. You learn the concepts once, and you can apply them anywhere.
Okay, so we've seen the whole suite of tools, but now it's time to focus on the professional's choice, Selenium WebDriver. This is the component that really separates the quick, simple tests from the robust, scalable, and maintainable automation that companies build.
The difference between the two is actually pretty simple. The IDE is a fantastic place to start. It's a simple record and playback tool, great for beginners. But its functionality is pretty limited. WebDriver, on the other hand, that's where the real power is. It uses actual programming languages, which lets it handle complex scenarios, conditional logic, and build automation that is truly robust and customizable. The source material puts it perfectly. It says, WebDriver gives you a lot of power to customize the way you want your framework to work and the way you want your scripts to be designed. That complete control, that flexibility, that's exactly why it's the industry standard for any serious project.
So let's just be crystal clear about this. While the IDE is a nice introduction, for any serious, complex, or professional project, Selenium WebDriver is the tool you absolutely need to master. So now that you know what the most important tool is, let's talk about your next step in understanding how it all actually fits together.
We've covered what Selenium is, its core tools, and its incredible flexibility. You've seen the what. The real question now is, are you ready for the how? Because understanding the architecture of how WebDriver actually communicates with a browser, well, that's the next step on the path to really mastering automation.